Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for January 25th, 2016. An Attleboro High School student is using a class as an opportunity to make a difference in the environment. Senior Patrick Collins is working with state lawmakers on legislation to ban the use of shopping bags in the state. To learn more, we spoke with Attleboro High School teacher Brian Hodges.
So the class is global issues, and the sort of approach that we take is they sort of like investigate, do a bunch of research to find out some stuff that's happening in the world. And then the big project they work on over the course of the entire trimester is they pick one specific problem and they try to actually go and make a difference about it. And so, some people work on their own, some will work in small groups depending on sort of what they're interested in. And then they'll try to go actually do some research to determine what the causes of this are so they can figure out how to go tackle it. And then they'll try to actually get involved in some either advocacy or actually doing something to help address the issue. So Pat, for example, Pat was very interested in plastic waste. And so it's a global problem that he's trying to work to find a local solution to. So he's working with state legislators and he's working with businesses around in the area trying to advocate for reusable bags and using less plastic.
So all of it started because it was something I always really wanted to do. It was just kind of something I was passionate about. I wanted to make a difference, and I knew that the human impact on the environment was pretty strong, and I wanted to also make a difference in it. And so it started because I wanted to, I never used plastic shopping bags. I learned all the effects that plastic has on our health and our environment. I learned a little bit about that in school, but I never really had the means to do it until I took the global issues class. The whole idea of the class was to find a global issue you're passionate about and make a difference in it, and this was the best way that I thought that I could. And so because I knew myself the impact of the plastic on our health and environment, but I wanted other people to know, and so the whole idea was what we can do about it. And so I realized that I was just one person, but I wanted to reach out, I wanted to help other kids, and so I started just with the petition in the class to support the two bills that will ban the plastic bags, but then so it's kind of progressed from there. My whole idea going into it was why don't I just spread awareness? I'll make the Blue Pride Goes Green bags. I'll just tell people about it, and then people will start using it. But then that made me think bigger. And so once I started working with Mr. Huro, I'm okay, why don't I take this to a statewide level? And why don't I kind of I'll change the people's minds, but I'll also change the law. So I'll just change I'll kind of wipe it from the culture.
We had other groups do stuff that's entirely separate from plastic waste. We had a group research rural poverty in Africa, and they partnered with an international aid organization called Heifer International, and they raised money in the community. They came to the Blue Pride Night that we have at the high school, and they raised $500, and through that organization you can buy livestock to be given to a poor village in rural Africa that they use to sustain themselves. They'll sell the milk, they'll process all that stuff, and they can make money off of it, and it helps them sort of build themselves up out of the poverty they live in. The idea is to try to not just produce kids that come out here knowing a whole bunch of history. The idea is to empower them with the information they need and the skills they need to be able to figure out why our world is the way that it is, and then to also be given that sense of passion to not only care about that, but to work to make the world a better place.
The things that are being accomplished in the Global Issues class really take the curriculum in the Social Studies Department to another level. The Attleboro Public Schools are committed to engaging, challenging, and inspiring our students. And I really can't think of too many initiatives that we have that are more inspiring than this, or at least evidence of the inspiration of our students. Mr. Hodges has done a fabulous job of, getting these young people to get in touch with the things that they've been most concerned about, whether it's things that they've read online or things that they pick up through different social media outlets. And it's truly a great example of how we're living the mission of the district.
That's it for today's update. For DoubleACS News, I'm Austin Ricketts.